I guess.
All right. I'm almost. Let me share my screen real quick.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how to blow up the image from JM. It's just taking a while for some reason.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Share screen. Here we go, baby. Let me know when y'all can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is the just basic design framework that I came up with. Just what you need. And then just your basic account admin, which we need to figure out which fields we need, what kind of information are we going to capture. Obviously, Love is quite different from Jarvis, but just for Love, you know, it captures the basic info. You need timestamp because you have to, if you look at the transaction history page, there's a timestamp on there, so you need time zone. So what we have to figure out is, do we like this? What do we want to add? What do we want to take away? Now let me just show you what JM did.
Just one question. So
yeah, go ahead.
For the timestamp, can they take that from either the phone or the computer that it's going to be based on?
I'm not sure what you're asking, brother.
Okay, well, you know, when you do your transaction log, it might be a lot of details for now, but when it take it, is there like an API call where you can get the information from the computer that the client's going to be based on?
Yeah, I mean that should all really from our end, it's just going to be fields, and then it's just going to be up to Mike and Matt to connect it in a certain way. But this is just like a cleaned up. Let's see if I can minimize it a little bit. Just a cleaned up version of, you know, and even this is a sketch, but it goes from here to something a little more presentable.
All right. So what are our thoughts? Are there additional features that we want to add? I'm looking mainly at you, Charles, because as you can see, we kind of put together some of the bare necessities when it comes to a wallet. Are there?
Yeah, no. Let's stick with bare necessities. I mean, most people, what they want is they just want a place to put stuff, and having one place to put stuff, I think, is kind of nice, because I don't know, on your end, I've got like 4 different wallets in 4 different spots, because like my Neo stuff is my Neo stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you can always make it prettier.
Okay. So what we could do for each coin, as you can see the Love token, we can change the interface for each tab. So for Neo, it'll have its own design, and then for Ethereum, it'll have its own. And if we want to add more, we could just add a new tab and have that. But if everybody's okay with this format and the way we have it based on what Leonard is sharing, we can go moving forward with that.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want to, going back to you, Justin, your guy in India, have you presented anything to him at this point yet, other than the draft we've been working on?
He's got everything. He's already responded. The email this morning was, "I'll get back to you with a quote and a time estimate." I then replied, "Is it possible to get it today, like in the next hour?"
Yeah.
Because, you know, these guys, they know what it's going to cost.
Yeah.
the issue is he had some questions, which I don't know what they are yet. So right now I don't have a number or a timeable to present.
Okay.
I would imagine by like probably by the middle of next week at the latest, I would imagine.
Okay. No, that's fine. Once you get a response from him, forward me and Charles.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. And then Charles, once we get a quote, how soon can we act on his quote if everything lines up?
I mean, we've got the money, so just let me know, and I'll make sure accounting sends the money to the place we need to go. So
Yeah.
I trust
Okay.
that. Yeah, let's get it done. I mean, Victor, I trust you're going to make the right decision. So,
Okay.
Get the quote. Let's obviously look at it. If the quote's like $1 million, I mean, I don't think,
Yeah, no, nothing crazy. I just want to make sure that the as far as payment is concerned, we'll have that lined up, and there's not a drawn out process, so that the resource comes back and says, okay, well, I don't want to send anything if I'm not going to get paid for it. So fine, as long as I know we're on that end, we're good. We'll have it as soon as Justin releases it from the resource, and I'll get it right into your hands, and we'll go from there.
Sweet. Yeah, let's say it'll take 2 days to turn around, say 2 to 3 days tops to turn around a payment.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I just want to set expectations, because
yeah. And I know that, and that's why I asked. I just want to make sure we're going through the proper channels. Okay, so 2 to 3 days. Now, going back to you, Jaron, I didn't forget about you. The Neo wallet is complete, correct? Testing the whole 9?
So I did the refactoring with the script. Wait, were you on the call last week when we were talking about the script
I
hatches?
came in for the end because I had a long business dinner and I couldn't break away.
Okay. So yeah, you missed that part. So there are some issues on GitHub. So right now there's only a few tokens on the Neo blockchain, right? So I just grabbed the script hashes for all of them, mainly so I could do testing of the program, and I put them all in there, so it grabs all of your balances for the tokens.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a few script hashes that were throwing errors and was causing the whole program to crash, like red post, for example. That was the biggest one. And there was actually some GitHub issues on the Neon.js.
Yeah, I saw some of those.
Yeah. So so what I did instead is I refactored it so that it just shows your assets, Neo and Gas, and then if you want to add a script hash, then you can add the script hash and do it that way.
Could you refresh script hash? Because when I think hash, I'm thinking hash and power as far as reading the complex computations.
Sorry. So everything on every DApp or every smart contract or whatever on the blockchain, it has a script hash to associate with that smart contract, and all the tokens are all smart contracts. So when you are interacting with the token on the Neo blockchain, you have to invoke the script, and you have to get the hash of the script.
All right, good. I remember that now because I had to do that for Ontology, the coin that added to the wallet, the NEP5 wallet for Neo.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, I remember that now. Okay, so Byron, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the wallet, that part's done. You can send the parts, the coins, except for red pulse and the ones that are the script hashes that are throwing errors and that are still up on the GitHub issue. And I don't know what's going on with those. You can see everything else. So I saw like all my concierge token and whatnot, and then I just have a little instead. So I originally had just one send button and then do a drop down list. I refactored that and just added smaller buttons to each individual asset. So like there's a send button next to each, send button next to Neo, send button next to Gas. So it pre-populates that asset instead of doing a drop down.
Is it possible to eventually make it one button? Because I would hate for the user to confuse the user, and not that is that much more complicated, but when it comes to user interfaces, if people will find it frustrating even for a second, they'll move on to another wallet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can do that. The only reason I had changed is because when I was testing it on my phone screen, it wasn't. I like the way it looked. I don't know. It was more visually pleasing to me But it's literally like 3-line change. I was just kind of like testing it out. I know we're still the functionality is going to be the same regardless.
Okay.
That was just a visual change.
Yeah. And that's what I'm aiming at. If the functionality is going to be the same and it's just the difference of 1 to 2 or 3 buttons, I'd rather have. Right.
Okay.
Cool.
And then I started on the W3, wallet generation, encryption, decryption.
Now, for that piece, is that required for the Neo ERC20 or just in general?
That's ERC20.
Okay. And so you would say, how far along are you? Maybe about 25% now?
I'd say about 25%. I'm gonna try to be finished by Tuesday on that side.
As well. Okay.
Testing and all, because the logic's the same. So I just had to spend a couple of days looking at the library because I never used that library before, but now I'm comfortable. Okay.
Yeah, because I think Mike is probably more familiar with that library, but he's focused on something else, so we won't pull him in. So all right, so we're looking at completion dates for both you and Mike on Tuesday. Like I said, if you run into any issues or anything that you may impede, whether it's personal or just technical, reach out to me, and I'll see if I can get the resources you need to complete it by Tuesday. But the key is you got to communicate with me. You got to let me know ahead of time. All right?
Okay.
So that's that. So we have...
Also, remember, I have my code live up, so you guys can always see.
You can, in the repo?
Yeah, well, I'm talking like I set up a subdomain, wallet.jeromeparker.com, and it has continuous integration built in to the master branch. So as soon as you push the master, it pulls on it pulls on the server.
Hey, Jerome, can we do a demo of that? Because I logged into that and it didn't look like wallet.jerome. Like I just like signed up for it and logged into it. It was just a blank screen. I didn't really see anything. User error on my end.
Well, you probably I don't know when you did it, but you probably did it before I pushed all my updates, because now there's no even I removed the whole login page. It's just one page. It's just one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I can go grab my wallet, my laptop. I'm on my phone right now, sitting in the car because my kids are in there with their friends, and there's a bunch of little kids under the age of 5 in there.
Let's do it on Wednesday. Let's do it when we sync up on Wednesday, so then I'll give you some time.
Yeah, I was thinking. I'm thinking the same thing. We should try to take that off line on Wednesday for practice, because that way, we'll also be complete and we can actually play around with the features and things like that. So let's focus on this Wednesday.
Okay. Is it, so it's all updated on the GitHub repo?
No, I did a ton of work last night and this morning that is still sitting on my local machine. So I'm going to push that after the call, after I finish.
I mean, I'm using a similar framework to you because I'm just using Laravel for my own stuff. So basically, when I'm done, I'm just going to merge my code into your project.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, just make a branch and put up there. Yeah, we shouldn't interfere with anything actually. So it should be a clean merge.
Yeah. So
cool. But I mean, I said that to say, at any given point in time, and also when I have major updates and stuff, I'll let the group know. But if you ever just want to check it out, you can. I have it on mainnet right now, so because I was testing balances and stuff like that. And plus, it's free to send Neo, so I can send it. I have another. I send it back and forth to my Binance account without having to lose money.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But the only thing is you can't send fractions of Neo. You have to send them in actual increments.
Right.
Well, right, but when I was doing testing, just to see if I was doing the transfers and stuff like that. Yeah. That's how I was testing.
That makes sense.
Because when you do on testnet, you have to do an application to get the gas and all that, and you have to wait a week or sometimes 2 weeks or whatever. And it was just easier just to do it on mainnet.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah. But I mean, whenever there's major updates, I'll let you guys know. You can just check it out. So, you can tell me, hey, I don't like this. Hey, I like this. Like right now, I think it's still on the one button, showing trying to pull in the red pulse and stuff. So I think it's actually probably a breaking version right now, because that's when I ran into those script hash issues. But after I push when we get off the call, and I'm aiming probably around 5 o'clock Eastern time. I'll send a message on the group, and you can actually just check it out yourself, and then just give me direct feedback.
Okay.
Nice.
So basically, I was gonna say you're basically using the basic Laravel framework, like controllers and.
Yeah, I'm just using the controller just to serve the home page, and then everything else is done in Vue. I'm doing
All right.
a
Oh yeah, that's kind of what. Oh shit! What did I do? Oh crap! What?
which logo do you want me to use? Because that's the last thing I have to put in there for the to add the download the home screen functionality. You have to have the logo, and I know you sent me like 3 of them, but I mean, is there anyone in particular?
Are you talking to me, Dro?
Yes.
Let's use the gold heart with the $sign in the V for now.
Okay. Cool.
It'll probably change a few times.
That's fine.
I just haven't even thought it through, but I know that's like kind of a nice looking logo.
Yeah. And and then the last thing that I have done, and we can demo this on Wednesday. So your account, when you made your login, is still in there. There's actually an admin page. So the only thing for the login and registration is for people who are admins, and that's where we can send our push notifications. So if we're doing an event for love, and we can push.
Okay, so we have. I still need to get you access to Active Campaign, which is what we use for email and that API. So there's a marketing tech guy on my end. So follow up. Yeah, I'll get you that.
Okay, but long story short, that admin dashboard for marketing. That's basically it, because we're not going to have them. I don't want to store any keys or anything on their end, so I'm just making the wallet just front end and.
Well, you might not even have to have a database, because with Active Campaign you can just pass the data through their APIs, and then the Active Campaign will hold like the texts or the messenger logins or whatever on that front.
Okay, cool. I mean, that's even better.
Active Campaign like a MailChimp or like a Salesforce or something like that. They've got like a built mini CRM and everything on that front.
Okay, well, cool. After the demo on Wednesday, if everything is good on that front, then let's sync up and do that.
Okay. So final piece, Terrence, where are we as far as the application for Apple and Android?
Okay, I'm working on Android. I split the two up because I'm estimating probably about 40 hours of work on each one of them. The reason being, there's a checklist, and down in each checklist there are sub-levels, and you have to comply with all the requirements. For instance, love, if the name's copyrighted, that'll be against our policy to use it. And so what I'm doing is creating a compliance sheet, putting it on a Google Docs, which I can send out the links for, and just checking off everything. Some things are pretty straightforward based upon the conversations and information that we're sharing, whether we comply or not. And other items are going to take some digging to make sure that we can get those questions answered.
So which one of those or specifically which required additional research? Like, can you give me an idea?
Okay. For instance, let me see. Let me actually pull up the checklist.
Sure.
That's a good website. It's pretty huge. Google Drive. So, for instance, on the checklist, it talks about restricted content, and that goes down to like child endangerment, inappropriate resources, financial instruments, gambling, illegal activities, and it goes down to like copyrights. And let me see a specific example that would require maybe some time. Part of it will require actions on maybe if we're going to register as a developer, we'll have to be on the Google Play Store. That's another action. Sorry, I'm still looking for.
No, it's fine, and I have an idea. So for the basic
breakdown.
Go ahead.
So it's a lot of reading and research, and then I have to actually list it down one by one to make sure it's covered. Because you just can't take the 18 items on the list, because they're like sub levels.
Right.
And so then it goes down into the different compliance levels. You have to make sure you comply with all that, because if you don't, it won't get accepted at either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store.
No, I get it. So first of all, thank you for doing the research and pulling this up. What I would ask you to do is complete the questions that are just the basic ones that that are clear, cut, and easy to answer.
Right.
Get those first. And then the more complex questions, like the copyright, that's going to require at least input from Charles and the devs. Since the devs are kind of knee-deep in programming and getting the code out, I would suggest by Wednesday's call, have the easy questions done, and by Wednesday we'll have the hard questions that we can review, and you can put it up on the Google Doc, so that way we can kind of go through them quickly, and if it requires more time, we'll just take it offline and complete it then.
Okay, because I don't know what the best mechanism would be, because what I was putting down in the compliance sheet is like the assignee, who the action is for, and like how much time it would take to do it. So if there's a way to shoot out to the appropriate person what the action is, maybe they can answer it, or do we just want to answer it as a group?
So and that's what I'm getting at. So we will know specifically who needs to answer those questions. We can kind of, divvy them up and delegate who needs to answer on Wednesday's call. And in those medium questions, we can kind of get those knocked out too. But those specific hard questions that may require input from Charles, Mike, or Jerome, or even Matt, we'll have an opportunity to give that to them offline through Google Docs. We'll just send them the Google Doc or the link to the Google Doc, and they can fill it in.
Gotcha.
All right. Cool. All right. That is it for all the checklists. I'm not going to bother putting this on Scrummage because this is only about a week's work, if that. We should have most of this knocked out in about 4 days, 5 tops. It's usually sprints about 2 weeks, so I won't bother. But we still need to get this done. Everybody's still accountable for what they have. If there's any issues you run into, again, I can't stress enough, communication is the key. Reach out to me, Charles, and we'll get what you need to enable you to get things done, okay?
Cool. Hey, can I ask one question to the group?
Go for it, Charles. The floor's yours.
Okay. One of the things, my initial thought process is to seed our wallet. I want all the DU members to use it. And the incentive I'm going to use is I'm going to, as part of testing and giving us feedback and usage, is we'll give them a free hardware wallet. I don't know if it'll be a Trezor or a Ledger or something on that side, which ideally connects with our Love wallet or whatever for storage of all their tokens. So this isn't pressing because that would be like a roadmap thing. I'm not trying to add a new feature. But if you guys can think of like a hardware wallet that is good and that works well, and I'll start looking into the API side at some sort of a volume buy. It'll probably be 1,000 or 2,000 units that we buy and just kind of gift to everybody, to get usage and testing once we get, our alpha or beta out there. So I know, like Mike, you were playing with like the Keep Key the other day too, and some of these sorts of things. So just like keep your eyes open for like if there's a great hardware wallet that's like the better than everyone else.
Okay. I'll start looking into that after we finish the actual wallet.
Yep.
Yeah. Because ideally what would happen, if you can imagine, it's like, okay, test the wallet. They mess around with it for, call it 2 or 3 months. We get, basically live UAT on that. They say, oh, this sucks, or, oh, this is awesome. And we're like, oh my gosh, we didn't even think about this. And then by then, we'll say, okay, now after 3 months have gone, here's the hardware wallet, and the hardware wallet just hooks into it so they actually get safety, and offline key storage along with their, software wallet that we give them.
Cool. All righty. That is it for me. Hopefully everybody has what they need to move forward. I guess we'll close it out unless anybody has any further questions.
No, I think we're good.
All right. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Keep up the great work.
Cool. Alrighty. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Peace.